Alrighty, so today we're going to go over the properties of arithmetic. There's actually not a lot of like computation today. There's not a lot of actual like math problems we're working. We're really identifying what type of problem we're looking at. Okay, so for 7th grade, this is section 3.1, and for 8th grade, this is section 3.2 in your Abeka book. Okay, so here is one property. It's called commutative property. Commutative property. Remember what I write? You write. And you will see this stuff on your quiz, so make sure you understand it. Okay? All this says is that the order of multiplication / addition does not matter. And you say, what you mean it don't matter? I'll show you. Oh. It's too blurry? Like, so I need to move the TV. Understand? Okay, I got you. Can y'all still see? Look at the computer. Okay. Cole, can you see? Okay, so you'll look at my computer. Is the camera on? Okay, cool. Alright, sorry about that. What am I doing? Commutative property. Order doesn't matter. This is what I mean by that. For example, 5 plus 2. If I were to rearrange the order of that, 2 plus 5, I'm still going to get the same thing, right? What is 5 plus 2? 7, yep. Geniuses. What's 2 plus 5? It's the same thing. Right? Right? Or with multiplication. What about 5 times 2? Or 2 times 5? Does that order matter? No, because what are you going to get either way? Yeah, what is 5 times 2? It's 10. Doesn't matter if it's 5 times 2 or 2 times 5, you still get 10. It's still the same thing. Okay? Yeah, you sure can. But that is not the case for subtraction. Right? Because 5 minus 2 or 2 minus 5 ain't the same thing. One will give you 3, one will give you negative 3. Right? And the same thing is not true for division. Right? 1 divided by 2 is not the same thing as 2 divided by 1. So the order only is not significant for multiplication and addition. So that's called commutative property. Okay? So, yeah, I'll wait till the end to do some examples. And then some other properties you need to be aware of. We've got associative. Property. Okay, and this is talking about regrouping. Regrouping multiplication or addition does not matter. It does not affect the answer. Let me give you some examples. So regrouping would require us to add or multiply like 3 or more things. Like for example, if I had 8 plus 2 plus 5. What are grouping symbols? Yeah, parentheses, straight brackets, curly brackets. So I could group them like this. I could put the 8 plus 2 first, right? Which means I would add those first and then the 5. Or another way I could write write it, is if I, instead of grouping them at the front, I could group them at the back. And using order of operations, I'm going to get the same thing. Yep. Alright, let's simplify this. So this one being grouped first. What is 8 plus 2? 10. I bring down the 5. What is 10 plus 5? It's 15. Now let's try the other side. The other side, I would add what first? The 2 and the 5. What is 2 and 5? 7. So I'd bring down the 8 plus 7. And what's 8 plus 7? It's 15. So it is still the same thing. So my middle step was different, right? But I still got the same thing because grouping with multiplication and addition does not matter. So that's our example with addition. Let me prove it to you with multiplication. And I am going to use the x for multiplication. You'll have to forgive me, but it just looks better this way. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to group the front of it, which means I need to do that first. So, here we go. What is 8 times 2? 16. I have to grab your calculator for this. What is 16 times 5? Is it 80? Thank you. Alright, so we got 80. Let's see, are we going to get the same thing if I shift the grouping from the front, shift it to the back? Should get the same thing. Let's see. So I have to do the 2 times 5 first. So what's 2 times 5? 10. And then we bring down the 8, and 8 times 10 is 80. So look at there, it's the same thing again. So with multiplication and addition, it doesn't matter how we group it, still going to get the same thing. That's called associative property. So commutative property is about the order, switching up the order. Associative property is about the parentheses, about grouping them differently. Still going to get the same thing. Make sense? Any confusions about that? Alright, and then we have one more property. So we have distributive property. Distributive property. Distributive property. I'm going to call this share the love, because people typically remember that little phrase. Share the love. Because the definition of it is, I'm going to give you the definition, but it's just wordy and most people don't remember it. When a number, not when a hashtag, when a number is multiplied by a sum or difference. It can be distributed to each number. I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm not going to remember more than that. You're going to share the love when a number is multiplied by a sum or a difference. It can be distributed to each member. So this one's a little bit different. This one's not just multiplication and addition. Okay? This is kind of a different vibe. Give it a second to write that down. Ready? Here we go. So if I wanted to share the love, I'm about to draw some pictures. You ready for this? Okay. If I wanted love to be shared to this person, to a baldy, and somebody with hair. Because everybody needs love. Baldies and people with hair. Then we are going to distribute that love, okay? So this is like saying everyone times love, right? Everybody gets love. And we're going to distribute that through, which means I'm going to apply the love to the baldies, and I'm going to apply or distribute the hug to the people with hair too, right? So if this were hugs, I'm going to distribute a hug to the baldy, right? They're going to be side by side now. And, or plus, love gets distributed to the people with hair. So love gets given to the person with hair. That is distributive property right there. Sharing the love. Either we all have like a group hug, everybody gets love, or we give individual hugs to each person in the room. Either way, everybody gets love. It's all distributed. Got it? Now, let's apply that to numbers. Okay. Flip back here. Like, what if we did this? 4 gets distributed to 5 and 8. Okay, and notice this is side by side, so you know that's multiplication. So then we're going to share the love. 4, it's going to share itself to 5 and share itself to 8. Okay, it's going to be multiplied by it, right? So 4 gets multiplied by 5. And, or plus, 4 gets multiplied by 8. 4 gets multiplied by 5, and 4 gets multiplied by 8. Is this making sense? We did touch on this last year.
Are we going to multiply 4 and 5 and then multiply 4 and 8?
We are. Yep, we are. So what is 4 times 5? And what is 4 times 8? 32. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we got to take that multiplication facts test. All right, and then 20 and 32 is 52. Very good. Okay. And then if you look back here, if we go back to order of operations, and we did parentheses first, what's 5 plus 8? Bless you. What's 5 and 8 together? It's 13, yeah. And then 13 times 4 will give you the 52. Same way. Okay? But this also applies to subtraction. So make sure you watch out for subtraction. Let's stick it right here. So if I did 4 times, I'm going to switch up the order. 8 minus 5. So 4 is going to share the love. It's going to distribute itself to the 8. And 4 is going to be multiplied by a negative 5 this time. So make sure you watch out for that. So 4 gets distributed to 8. 4 times 8. And 4 gets distributed to, remember that's a negative 5. And we are going to go back over negatives next week, I promise. Alright, so let's simplify this real fast. What's 4 times 8? And then what is 4 times negative 5? Negative 20. Good. Alright, and what's 32 and a negative 20? Or 32 minus 20? Be 12. Good job. Which is the same thing if I said 8 minus 5 is 3 and 3 times 4 is 12. Still gives me the same thing. Okay? So distributive properties, share in the love. Associative property is about grouping, regrouping at the front or the back of multiplication addition. Commutative property is about the order, flip-flopping the order of adding or multiplying. Okay? Right, does everybody have all these properties written down? Don't leave anybody hanging. I'm going to give you some examples of your homework. I'm going to tell you what your homework is.
Miss Michelle,
Uh-huh.
I'm just wondering, do we have any test or quiz tomorrow?
Oh, what did the pacing guide say?
That's what I'm asking. I forgot it.
You don't have your pacing guide on you?
It's like in my history, I think.
Oh, well, I don't know right off the top of my head.
It
I don't
says
want We're turning in
1.3.
the history quizzes. So we're not taking a history quiz tomorrow. We're just turning in the ones we worked on, and I'm counting it as a quiz grade. The only things you have to study for is the math, and there's something else, science on Thursday. Am I crazy?
I think it's not.
Okay. All right. Everybody got that down? All right. Let's do some examples. Benny. So, is it associate? Wait, what did I do first? Did I do commutative first? Yeah, okay. Is it commutative, associative, those are long words, or distributive? So we're going to label them with C, A, or D. And I'm just going to give us some examples that are pretty simple. Alright. Whoop. Go ahead and just write down all the examples, and then we're going to go over them. Copy all those down, and then we're going to discuss which one's commutative, which one's associative, which one's distributive. Alright, you ready? Still copying? I'll give you a second if you need it. Alright, so let's talk about it. So the first one, first of all, commutative is what?
The same thing.
It's going to give you the same thing, but what are they going to change about the expression?
4 after the parentheses before.
Look at commutative. The key word here is order. They're going to change the order of it. It's going to be flip-flopped. With associative, there's going to be regrouping. There's going to be the grouping symbols. And with distributive property, we're going to see the share the love. That's your keywords. Commutative is changing the order. Associative is regrouping it with parentheses, usually. And distributive is sharing the love. So, let's look back at it. On this example, we have 6 times 3 times 2. 6 times 3 times 2. What's different about both sides?
Except parentheses.
There's parentheses. Is the order different? We got a 6, 3, and a 2, and a 6, 3, and a 2. The order is slightly different based on what? The parentheses, right? Which is that order regrouping or sharing the love? It's grouping, yeah, it's the grouping symbols, right? So if it's grouping symbols, then that is associative. So we're going to put an A beside it. Okay. The second one, we have 4 times 2 plus 3. And then we have 4 times 2, and then 4 times 3. So is this changing the order, regrouping, or is this sharing the love?
Shares the love.
Very good. This is sharing the love. 4 is being shared with 2 and 3. So this is distributive. Y'all see that okay? Alright, and then here, last one, we have 2 plus 4 and 4 plus 2. What's different about those?
It's order.
The order, they're flip-flopped, right? Which is that, commutative, associative, or distributive? Commutatives. We're going to put a big C beside that. So you will do that on some of your homeworks. And if you want to just abbreviate it with C, A, and D, I'm fine with that.
So when you got to work it out, all we got to do is
That's on some of them. And then you've got a different type of problem for 8th grade at least. Alright, for 7th grade, that's all you're going to do. 8th grade, we're going to take it up a notch. Alright, so for 8th grade, 7th grade you still have to write this. But for 8th grade you will have problems like this. So it's fill in the blank and identify the property. Go ahead and write that down. I'm going to add some examples. Oh, dang it. Dang it, dang it. I messed up my grouping symbol. Boo. Here. There we go. Alright, so for 8th grade, you've got to fill in the blank and identify the property using the knowledge that you have now. Go ahead and write all those down. Ready? Alright, let's fill in the blank. So I have 45 plus something is equal to 97 plus 45. We're looking for flip-flopping the order, grouping with parentheses, or sharing the love. What do you think is happening here? You think it's what? Yeah, it's flip-flopping the order. 45 came first here, now 45 came last here. So what do you think should go there? 97, very good. And which property is that? If it's flip-flopping the order. It's commutative. Yep. Good. Alright, the second one. It's something times 1 plus 5 is equal to 8 times 1 and 8 times 5. So do you think this is flipping the order, grouping with parentheses, or sharing the love? Sharing the love. Okay, what is being shared? Very good. So what goes in this blank? 8. Very good. 8 wants to be shared with 1 and 5, and it is here. Very good. So what property is that? Distributive. Very good. Nice job. Alright, and the last one. Sorry, I jacked it up so it's ugly. That's supposed to be a 12. It looks like a parenthesis. It's not. Alright, ready? So we have 12 times 6 and then times 7. And then over here it's 12 times 6 times something. So, do we have flip-flopping order, regrouping with parentheses, or sharing the love? Yeah, so we've grouped the front and we've grouped the back. So we're definitely regrouping with parentheses. So what? We've got 12 times 6 times 7, so this is 12 times 6 times 7. 7 should go there. And what property is that for regrouping with parentheses? Associative. Very good. Nice job. Is there any questions about that? You're good? Alright, so here's your homework. So I want you to write this down, just like I wrote it on the board yesterday. You're going to do your, I would copy this first in your homework notes. Copy it on your notes first. And then set up your boxes. So 7th grade, it's going to be page 102. These problems, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. On all of them, I just want you to identify the property. ID the property. So literally you're just writing down the problem and then telling me if it's C, D, or A. Is it commutative, associative, or distributive? That's all you're doing. Now 8th grade is a little smidge more involved because you're 8th graders. So 8th grade, yours is on page 98. And this is your problems. Your problems are 1 through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you pay attention to the directions. You are both identifying the property and you're filling in that blank. Okay? And then you're going to do number 10 and then 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. 8 problems each. Any questions or confusions? We good to go? Great. And that is properties of arithmetic.